United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, Article 69, Right of Landlocked States, 1. Landlocked states shall have the right to participate, on an equitable basis, in the exploitation of an appropriate part of the surplus of the living resources of the exclusive economic zones of coastal states of the same subregion, or region, taking into account the relevant economic and geographical circumstances of all the states concerned and in conformity with the provisions of this article and of Articles 61 and 62. 2. The terms and modalities of such participation shall be established by the states concerned through bilateral, subregional, or regional agreements taking into account, inter alia, a. the need to avoid effects detrimental to fishing communities or fishing industries of the coastal state, b. the extent to which the landlocked state, in accordance with the provisions of this article, is participating or is entitled to participate under existing bilateral, subregional, or regional agreements in the exploitation of living resources of the exclusive economic zones of other coastal states. C. The extent to which other landlocked states and geographically disadvantaged states are participating in the exploitation of the living resources of the exclusive economic zone of the coastal state, and the consequent need to avoid a particular burden for any single coastal state, or a part of it. D. The nutritional needs of the populations of the respective states. 3. When the harvesting capacity of a coastal state approaches a point which would enable it to harvest the entire allowable catch of the living resources in its exclusive economic zone, the coastal state and other states concerned shall cooperate in the establishment of equitable arrangements on a bilateral, subregional, or regional basis to allow for participation of developing landlocked states of the same subregion or region in the exploitation of the living resources of the exclusive economic zones of coastal states of the subregion or region, as may be appropriate in the circumstances and on terms satisfactory to all parties. In the implementation of this provision, the factors mentioned in paragraph 2 shall also be taken into account. 4. Developed landlocked states shall, under the provisions of this article, be entitled to participate in the exploitation of living resources only in the exclusive economic zones of developed coastal states of the same subregion or region, having regard to the extent to which the coastal state, in giving access to other states to the living resources of its exclusive economic zone, has taken into account the need to minimize detrimental effects on fishing communities and economic dislocation in states whose nationals have habitually fished in the zone. 5. The above provisions are without prejudice to arrangements agreed upon in subregions or regions where the coastal states may grant to landlocked states of the same subregion or region equal or preferential rights for the exploitation of the living resources in the exclusive economic zones.